In the realm of uncertainty, where choices shape destinies, Prince Harry stands at a crossroads. As his US visa application hangs in the balance, a storm brews on the horizon, casting shadows over his idyllic life in California. Join us as we peer into the murky depths of Harry's future, where challenges loom large and the path ahead grows increasingly treacherous. It is a precarious journey of Prince Harry in America. Hello everyone, welcome back to the King 365 YouTube channel. As usual, this will be our quick newsletter. Prince Harry's US visa application is under review, and the outcome could significantly impact his life in the US. The Heritage Foundation has sued the Department of Homeland Security (DHS) to release Harry's visa application, specifically to reveal his answers regarding prior drug use. This information is currently considered private and is being reviewed by Judge Carl Nichols. Royal expert Richard Fitzwilliam stated that this situation could be very embarrassing for Harry, especially if he was not truthful on his application. If his visa renewal is denied, Harry could face deportation, forcing him to give up his $12 million mansion in Montecito, California, where he lives with Meghan and their 2 children. I think it's obvious that Harry was using drugs. If he dares to deny it, what about when his father and family admitted him into a rehabilitation center for his drug abuse in his late teens and early 20s? Does that not prove that he has taken drugs? Also, the statement the lady gave when he revealed of her taking his virginity behind the pub in a field. Even she said they would dabble in some drugs. Then he wrote it in his book, and also said on TV interviews that he has taken drugs. He even admitted to smoking drugs in his garden in the USA, while the wife was upstairs in their house. So surely put all this together, and it proves that he has taken drugs. The truth needs to come out to see if there has been a cover-up by Biden. And if yes, then the Biden Institute needs to be looked into for corruption. The fatigue and opposition from the American public is not only an expression of frustration over the recent problems of Prince Harry and Princess Meghan, but also reflects tension and distrust in the relationship between them and the American public. For a country where the values of democracy and belief in individual rights are highly valued, it is unacceptable for members of the British royal family to cause scandals and controversies. Until now, the US is tired of this half-wit prince and the Nigerian princess. We would be overjoyed if some country would come forth and claim them. If Harry is kicked out of the United States, there will be a very diverse reaction on both sides, both from the British and the Americans. On the British side, almost everyone feels satisfied and happy with this. We will view their departure from the United States as a good outcome. Harry's expulsion from the United States means the removal of a part of those they consider disruptive and discrediting the British royal family. Because after all they don't deserve to live happily. They have to receive bad endings because they deserve it. I believe Americans will be similar to UK people. They will not feel regretful, but will even feel satisfied and happy with this. This may reflect resentment or dislike on the part of American society towards Harry and his family. There are some Americans who may see this as a necessary measure and a leverage to ensure everyone's compliance and responsibility with US immigration laws and regulations. In fact, Harry does not have diplomatic immunity, nor is he a protected class under such. Harry does not qualify for any eligibility that would deem his application information private or protected, and being a British prince is not a qualifier. His status is no different than any other foreign citizen visiting the USA with a temporary visa. The Freedom of Information Act must provide Harry's visa application known to them upon request. It's the law, and Harry is not above the law. Maybe the judge should just disclose the portion in the application form that pertains to the use of drugs by Harry and keep other information confidential. Partial disclosure is a compromise decision. Since Harry made a public disclosure through his book, then such particular information about the use of drugs is no longer confidential. There is nothing to fear if there is nothing to hide. When someone openly admits on live television that they have used drugs and also written about it, in my view, that makes him guilty of taking it. And if he says he lied about it, then nothing he says can be taken as the truth. And if he admitted to using drugs on his original visa, why was he given entry into the USA when other people, even celebs, have been reused entry? But whatever the outcome, there will be one big cover, and just because of who he is, the son of the present king. He will be allowed to stay in the USA and given his citizenship. And if that happens, then all his titles and royal status should be gone, as he won't be an English citizen anymore. I wonder if he thinks Spare was such a great idea now. It has negatively affected him in so many ways. They may have wanted privacy initially, but quickly found out that there was no money in it. Now they are undertaking the World Privacy Tour, where Meghan can indulge in her Meghan Markle fashion show, like Jamaica and then Nigeria. Now they are off to Ghana. His biggest mistake was getting hooked up with her. The rest pales away into insignificance against that. Some of you think he is in the USA representing the monarch, Parliament or UK. He is not and does not have diplomatic visa. Please read the requirements, of which he does meet any. A diplomatic visa is a special visa granted to She3, members of diplomatic missions, persons invested with emergency diplomatic missions, delegates to international conferences, members of the government and high-ranking officials of the state, senior officials of the Department of Foreign Affairs sent for official purposes, diplomatic couriers, foreign government officials and employees assigned to work at embassies, consulates, or international organizations within the country. Harry is a non-citizen married U.S. citizen. Meghan should have filed for a visa for him prior to their arrival in the U.S. The lack of doing so falls completely on her. She cannot have assigned it to anyone, because one of the requirements is the U.S. applicant must complete the document and swear that all that has been disclosed on it is true, or it is a big legal problem if she lied. Just the fact that his lawyers argued in court that Wa was not necessarily the truth leaves him no room. Either way, he lied. He didn't speak the truth in Wa, and not on his visa application either. He cannot be trusted, so his application should be reviewed, and if he lied, then he should be deported. He made such a big thing in his book about his family lying about him just to protect William. According to Harry, the British media lied about him and Meghan, and thus he's suing them. But I guess he thinks it's okay for him and Meghan to lie and continue with false stories about others. Harry built whatever he has built on a foundation of sand-shifting sand at that. If it all comes crashing down, he only has himself to blame. His hubris, ego, and perceived entitlement are just factors in the big picture. His lack of intellect failed in his ability to grasp what he did have rather than what he wanted. Still, as an advocate of mental health, he can talk to someone about. It may be Homeland Security. As we know, not long ago, Meghan and Harry just had a trip to Nigeria. But the real purpose of this pseudo-royal trip to Nigeria was not what has been publicly disclosed and published. In fact, Harry and Meghan, aware that American dream can end very soon, explored the possibility they move to Nigeria permanently and settle as a new Nigerian princess and her consort prince. The children, under the supervision of their grandmother, already go through a speedy education in Nigerian history, geography, culture and language. In a few months, Nigeria, already home to Meghan Markle, can be the home of the Sussex. Unrelated, the Sussex can see their titles cancelled and be left only with the possibility to keep their family name, Windsor Mountbatten or Markle. I'm sure she figures if they move to Nigeria, she'll be hailed as a real princess. What she doesn't seem to grasp is that the Minister of Defense or Security just gave her that name. She is not a member of the Nigerian royal family. Wouldn't surprise me if she moved to Nigeria and then planned a trip to the UK as a Nigerian princess and expect over-the-top treatment as a visiting royal. Well, that's all for today's video. Thank you very much for watching our video, and I want to know what you think about these issues. Please express your opinion in the comments below. Hope you will always be cheerful and happy. Don't forget to support us by liking, sharing, and subscribing to the channel. Goodbye and see you again in the next videos.